Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday morning yoga therapy. Today we are working with the lower back again, and today we're going to continue working with balancing the hips through some deeper stretches. I'd like you to get the chair because we're going to do chair lunges today. And we will also do a rotated twist to get into the outside of the hips, lower back. And we're going to work with the hamstrings. So finding your spot, bend your knees, feel your feet. Inhale, arms coming up, radiating like the sun all around you. Exhale down from the crown to the soles of the feet, like a waterfall. Cleansing the entire body. Feel that in the front, sides, and back. Keep this going your own timing. Inhale up, exhale down. I'm just going to let some in. Remembering those pauses between inhale and exhale. Bringing in that bhavana, that visualization. Inhale, radiating sun, and exhale, waterfall. Let your practice be a meditation. When you're ready, we're going to add some coming up on the toes. And we're going to add Om on exhale. Om. Do this in your own timing. You know what you're doing now, just do it in your own timing, your own breath pattern. Om. Stand in samastiti for a moment. When you're ready, just notice how you feel this morning or this evening, wherever you are, or this afternoon. Notice how you feel in your body. In your breath. And in your mind. Perhaps make an intention for your practice. Today we're going to be focusing on this third chakra area, the Manipuraka, the belly button. place of self-esteem, empowerment. Digestion. Maybe you'd like to make an intention linked to that theme for yourself. When you're ready, coming up onto your toes and perhaps staying here. And while you do that, I'm just going to add some lights because the sun has come up behind me. You'll have to see me a little bit better. When you're ready, you can come to one side, which is great for the upper back, neck and shoulders, and lower back, especially if you bring the hip out to the side as you come down. Really bring that hip out. And inhale, center, exhale, other side. And I see some of you adjusting the arms, and that's great. So that your arms can be any height according to injuries in the neck and shoulders. Another way to do this is bring that lower arm down. This is a nice variation. And I'm just going to let someone in. Here we go. Ready? You're going to stay on one side and breathe. And if you like, you can bring that same foot over. So if you're to the left, your left foot comes over. Just see if you can get a bit more deeply pressing your hip the opposite direction. Getting into that QL area, which is really important to stretch. It tends to get compressed with sitting. And it can lead to back spasms, which are very unpleasant. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side, especially as we age. Everything tends to get a bit more compressed. So great to create some space right in the center of the body there. And the arms, again, anything that works for you. Try to align those shoulders. And when you're ready, coming out. And exhale, release. All right, we're going to be warming up pretty quickly now, and I'm going to turn my heater off because I'm getting warm. And I'm going to take a layer off, so you might want to do the same. All right, we're going to move into some warriors. So bringing your left foot forward, your right foot back. You're going to inhale, you're going to come forward, and we're going to start with Coming forward and extending long. Exhale, release. Okay, just that. So I know this can seem like an exhale movement, and you could do it on exhale. It's often done as a modification of Warrior One. So inhale, extend long. Exhale, release. Now, if you've got pain on one side of your back, or one side is compressed, you could use one arm. You could sweep it around like I just did, or straight in front. So if you ever have an injury on one side of the back, this can be really helpful. And try to decompress that spine. Now we're going to stay a breath or two in the position. Just staying here if you can. Otherwise, keep it moving. Every time you inhale, try to get a little longer. And release. Other side, find your samastiti, right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale, both arms are one arm. I'm going to show with opposite arm to front leg, stretching that whole left side. Bringing my fingertips forward, feeling that stretch through the whole side of the body. Exhale, release. If that feels too easy, you can go to both arms right away. This is more weight. So this is also strengthening the back as you come slightly forward. And we're going to repeat this 3 to 4 times. And then we're going to stay in the position, or you can keep it moving if it's not comfortable. As you exhale, draw the belly in. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. So this helps decompress the whole spine from the upper back to the lower back, but put your attention where you feel some compression, perhaps your lower back. As you exhale, the belly comes in. And when you're ready, stepping back. Now we're going to do our next back arch. You're going to bring the left foot forward, right foot turned out. Okay, so you can keep going with this as your Warrior One, or you can start to arch the back. So just notice how that feels in your lower back. Does your lower back prefer to be here or here? So just make a choice. So that's your inhale. And then exhale, you're going to come forward, and you're welcome to use a chair to help you with that. Starting to get into those hamstrings. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, forward bend. The closer you are to the chair, the easier. Doing this 4 to 6 times. And we're going to stay in Ukutasana, Warrior One. And this pose is said to promote courage, vitality, strength, stability. You can try adding a hold after inhale to increase that effect. to expand upon it, Brahmana. And again, the arms, for those of you with shoulder issues, the arms can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. So the arms can be sides, they can be bent, any of those variations that you know. You could have just one arm up. If that felt better, you can really feel that in just one side when you do that. Palm can be facing forward or turned in. And when you're ready, coming forward, forward bend, Parshva Uttanasana with the chair or without. I'm going to start with the chair today myself. Could have a stack of blocks on the chair that you put your head on. From that place, you can do some sthiti, some dynamic movement. Inhale, extend, exhale, forward bend, or just stay. Notice where you feel this. So you might be feeling it on your right side more than your left, stretching that whole right side right into the lower back. That front knee can bend and straighten as well if you've got a hamstring injury. Some of you I know in that situation, so feel free to make that dynamic as well. When you're ready, coming halfway up. Exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way up without arms. Exhale, coming back. And going to the other side, right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale, warrior one, or you can extend forward. Palms can be unattached, so they can be just facing forward. They can be, arms can be sides, even with bent elbows. Just finding your pose that works for you today. That's your inhale, and then exhale your Parshva Uttanasana. You can use a chair or not. Adding a hold after inhale if you like. Working with that power center. You might want to think about the virtues that are linked to this power center. The balance of the virtue being courage, an open heart, kar, and strength, and keeping that heart open in the face of adversity. What would excess be of that virtue? Perhaps arrogance, one of the kleshas, asmita. And what would deficiency of that virtue be? Perhaps low self-esteem, lack of trust, fear, anxiety. Also one of the kleshas of binivesha, fear. What does that balance point feel like in your body in this pose? Just embody that for a minute. What does courage feel like in your body? Maybe it's more straight up. Maybe for you, it's a big extension back. Just find where that is for you, that balance point of courage. Feel that in your body right now. as we stay in the pose. Classically, we look forward. How's it feel to look forward versus up? How's that feel in your mind, body? When you're ready, coming forward, forward bend. It's your counter pose. How does this pose link to letting go of fear versus promoting being closed down, overly introverted, overly self-focused? Again, adjust the pose to a place that feels good in your mind, body, thinking about that virtue of stability and strength versus fear and instability. Putting strength and stability in your pose. Where is that for you? Eventually coming out, inhale halfway up. Exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way. Exhale, coming back. Finding your samastiti. Notice how you feel in this even standing pose. In yoga, through the practice of the asanas, Patanjali tells us we will overcome the effect of the opposites and sink into an infinite harmony, ananta, ananta, ananta samadhi. Just notice that balance in your body, a balance between courage and stability, even those positive attributes. What does balance feel like? And when you're ready, we're going to move into our chair lunges. Bringing your left foot onto the chair, your right foot back. If you have a wall to work with, that's nice, but you don't have to. Having a back to your chair is very helpful. We're going to go into the physical body now after working a little bit with the Vijnanamaya level, the personality character. You're going to bring that right foot back. See if you can lunge comfortably as you inhale, bringing that left knee forward. It could come as far as your toes, no problem. And then exhale, can you bend that back knee, dropping that hip, stretching into the quads. Inhale, lengthen the back leg, maybe you get a bit longer. maybe you start arching the back. Exhale, bend that back knee. Inhale, extend. If you want, you can bring opposite arm to front leg up or both arms up. Notice how that increases the effect of the pose. Exhale, release. Bend that back knee, drop that hip. Just keep this going in your own way. You can modify by just doing a warrior one with the chair, turning that back foot out. So a lot more, less intense. You can just do this back and forth, or even with the lunge, back and forth. Bending that back knee is not working for you, so feel free to modify. If it's comfortable, you can now stay in the pose. Or keep it moving back and forth. Bending that back knee, inhale, extending. I'm going to step back now and just do a chair down dog in between. If it's comfortable, moving to upward facing dog with the chair and then downward facing dog. We're just doing this in between. Lift away from the chair as you inhale, exhale back. Getting into those back arches that stretch the front body. Parshva Uttanasana. Stretching the front body. Stretching the east of the body. So I am facing east here, which is kind of nice. If you're able to, it's nice to pick that direction for your morning practice. Just notice how these two movements of the spine feel, tucking the tail under, bringing the hips forward as you inhale, lifting away from the chair. Exhale, coming back. You certainly can do this on the floor if you prefer. Let's do one more time. Working to your capacity, working to around 70% of your capacity is a good guideline. Just staying in the down dog part of the pose. Ukutasana. Inhale, just lift the head up, press the hands down, exhale, bend the knees, rooting back. This is for neck and shoulders for some of you in the room today. And when you're ready, just walking forward, coming up. Going to the other side, right foot up. Left foot stepping back to your capacity. Again, you can work with a warrior one here, back and forth if that feels more doable. Or if you can, a full lunge. So just finding your starting position. So inhale here, you can exhale, release. So that's one version, is just back and forth in warrior one or the lunge. Or if you can, getting a bit more into the psoas hip flexor. Inhale, find your lunge and stretch into that hip. It's really helpful for the lower back. Exhale, bend that back knee and let that hip fall and stretch the quad as well. Inhale, lunge, exhale, release. Adding a bit more movement of the spine. Inhale, one or two arms coming up. Exhale, release. The hands can be on the wall or the back of the chair. I like to just hang there a little bit to let my hip fall. Especially helpful if you have one hip higher than the other, just a little bit of traction in that hip. There's some compression there. This was probably one of my big first yoga therapy poses besides Ukutasana. I discovered Ukutasana when I was doing my master's in my early 20s to get me out of lower back pain, but this was the final thing that I discovered in my Ayurvedic doctor's office one evening when I was doing my evening studies after a full day of yoga therapy classes in Chennai. I did this and my lower back pain instantly went away. You can stay in any part of the pose you like. If you want to add a bit more stidham, a bit more strength. After doing this around 6 times, you're going to come out of it gracefully as possible. It's a little hard to do. And come to your chair down dog. Just to come to some balance in the use of the back and the hips. Inhale, coming forward through your plank. You might just come this far or lifting the chest through and lift away, scooping the tail under, trying to bring the hips forward. Exhale, nodding the chin down, Jalandhara Bandha, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Inhale, expanding from the upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, full belly, hips forward, lift away from the chair, release that chin lock. Exhale, chin lock as you engage from the Mula Bandha towards that Uddiyana Bandha, the root to the stomach locks, chin lock. And you can do that chin lock last, that's classical, or you might like to start it right away, depending on your neck and shoulders. But classically, you move from the pelvic floor up towards the chin. You could add a hold after exhale. Engage the whole lower part of the body. Release the bandha slightly before you start to inhale. If you gasp for breath, that means you didn't release them enough or you held too long. And just coming back for a last time. Stepping forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, gradually coming up. Exhale, find your Samastiti and notice how you feel. Notice how you feel weighted in your feet. Are you on one foot more than the other? Are you in the center? Maybe putting your hands in Yoni Mudra, that diamond shape around your belly button. Let's just try some krama breathing here. Exhale, pelvic floor. lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. So 4 steps. Inhale from your chest to your belly. Let's do that again. 4 steps. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Hold after exhale, pull up on the bandhas from the pelvic floor up towards the heart. Release the stomach a bit before you inhale into the chest and then the belly. When you breathe into the chest, try to breathe into the side and back ribs as well. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Pull everything in and up. Release the belly, release the breath. That's a good way to create some stability in the system if you are feeling ever a bit anxious or unstable. Just doing those bandhas can help bring you back to your center of your personality, your embodiment, right here at the belly button, the seat of 72,000 nadis or little rivers of energy flowing throughout the entire system. We're going to work with Ukutasana. I'm going to start with the chair itself. Inhale, arms coming up in front. This again works more with the lower back muscles, the multifidus, and the bigger back muscles. Inhale, coming up, exhale, sit down and make sure you know where that chair is so that you don't fall on the floor. Inhale, move the arms first and come up. Exhale, stay as long as you can into your Ardha Ukutasana. You can stay just above the chair or you can try sitting down. If this seems too easy, try in the center of the room. If you leave the arms up, it's harder, but bringing the arms down can be nice because you'll feel it more into your feet as you exhale. And now that we've repeated this a bit, you might want to stay in the position with the arms down, the arms side or up, palms together or interlock your fingers. You can also do this at the wall. This is harder if you do it at the wall because it's using your legs a lot more. It's a really slightly different position of the body. So pick your medicine. The wall version, I have to say I like for being able to feel the back body. So you can try that if you like. Classically, the feet are together. I heard Gary Craftshouse say many years ago that as adults, we tend to bring the feet apart. It's a bit more natural for us as adults versus kids with the feet together. It depends on your body. And coming out of the pose. So let's combine these two poses. So inhale, bring the arms up, interlock the fingers. Exhale, you're going to come down halfway and you can release the neck and shoulders. You could come all the way down as well if you like. Inhale, stay and arch the spine. That's your Ardha Ukutasana, classical back arch. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. So that first part of the pose, you could come all the way down. Inhale, full Tadasana, coming up to standing. Interlock the fingers.
Exhale, coming halfway down or all the way down. I'm rounding the spine now. Inhale, arching the spine, Ardha Ukutasana. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming up, full Tadasana. Interlock the fingers or palms together or just the arms. Exhale. Squat. Ardha Ukutasana, rounding the spine. Inhale, arching the back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, full Tadasana. Exhale, release. Now let's try from Uttanasana to Ardha Ukutasana. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ukutasana, Ardha Ukutasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Ukutasana, arch the back. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, full Tadasana. Last time, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Ukutasana, bend those knees, arch the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana. And stay here. And add some movement, holding the ankles, the shins, the toes, hands under the toes. Inhale, arch the spine, lengthen. Exhale, keep that length as you start to round the upper back and draw the belly in. Bend the knees as needed, and it might feel good to bend them to decompress the lower back. Or you may just stay in the pose now if you like. Really coming up. Find your asana-s, notice how you feel. Those squats can be very helpful for balancing the hips. And therefore the lower back. We're going to move into some back strengtheners now. Parshva Uttanasana, starting in Samastiti, you're going to bring your left foot forward, your right foot turned out. Let's start with opposite arm to front leg. So I'm moving my right arm up as I inhale. Exhale, reaching way forward. Now you can't do this with a bent front knee. If going forward like this is hurting your lower back, you can also bring that arm behind you if it's just too much to have this lever. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as you draw the belly in. You're going to feel this on your right lower back. and full back actually. Inhale, come halfway up into an Ardha position. Exhale, forward bend. Just keep doing that. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. You could come all the way up. We're just going to go halfway up and down, but you could go all the way up and come back down in between. Again, you can modify the arm for those of you with shoulder injuries. You can sweep it around you, for example, to get some more mobility in that shoulder. So I'm going to show that for those of you with shoulder injuries. And if this is not hard enough, you're not feeling any strengthening going on in the right side of your back, you could stay in the pose. If you want even more weight added, like adding an extra weight that you're holding on to, you can use both arms. Pick your medicine. It's nice to do one arm at a time to work on one side of the back at a time. And then coming into your Parshva Uttanasana again. And you could consider twisting to one side, the outside of the foot. Feel that in, again, that QL area, the right hip, and into the lower back. And perhaps twisting the other direction. Notice how that feels in your legs, lower back, maybe into your upper back. Come back to the center. Stretching the hamstrings, also very helpful for the lower back. Inhale, gradually coming up, depending on the issue, of course. And exhale, coming back. We're going to do the other side. Starting in your samastiti. You turn the foot out before you start, or step the right foot forward if you can, and then turn the left foot out. Finding the length that feels comfortable in your body. You're welcome to do this with a chair or blocks, of course. Opposite arm to front leg. And I've got the right hand on the lower back. Palm facing up is easier, palm down is harder. So pick your medicine again on that. On this side, I'm going to do the palm down. Inhale. Arm coming up, stretching way up. Exhale, extend, 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 extend as you draw in from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. You can bend that front knee. You can come halfway down if you prefer. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Keep that going. I didn't mention this on the other side, but if this is not working for you, you can inhale standing, and then exhale, just come halfway down, and then inhale up. So you can do it from that place as well. That's a little easier than doing it from the bottom to the halfway position. So that's an option if this feels too intense today for you. Again, you can adjust that arm so that it's sweeping, so you're getting some shoulder rotation. That goes more into the upper back, neck, and shoulders. Inhale. If you like, stay in the pose now. Try to lengthen the spine, strengthening that left side of the back. Exhale, stay. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release, or you can stay longer. So play with what is working for you this morning. You can add both arms. You could interlock those fingers. That's a lot of work strengthening the lower back. And when you've had enough, you'll know it because your back will start to feel very tired. Just come into your forward bend. So I have an advantage because I get to do that when I want to, but you can do it when you want to. Stay in your forward bend. You might feel those back muscles really working. And then come to the right side of your body towards that little toe side of the right foot. Feel that stretch into the QL, hip, lower back on the left side. Very helpful, especially with some kinds of scoliosis, to do these variations. Try the other side. If you like one more than the other, you can continue with that or do both sides. Feel that perhaps in the groin, the front leg. And then back to the center, staying in each of those positions around 3 breaths. And from here, just making your way to the floor into child's pose. This doesn't work for you because your knees go onto your back right away. And you could do side child. And I'm going to continue that side child into Uttanasana variation. Just stretch the side of the back, the hip. You can do this with a block under the hand. The alignment is knee to arch. Extending that stretch. You can add a movement of neck and shoulders. That feels better for that part of your body. Or sweeping up and down. Some of you know this. It's one I created, I think about 10 years ago. So some of you know this one well. Get a little movement in there. So pick your medicine again. Moving through your child, side child to your right. Perhaps just staying there. And it's really targeting that QL area into the upper back. And then adding the leg. Again, feel free to add a block under that hand. And perhaps extend the top arm long. You can stay there, or you can sweep up and down. Just notice what your body prefers. And when you're complete, go back to your child. And into Vajrasana, if this works for you, or any other seated pose that works for you to close together. Hands at the belly. Lam, Vam, Aram. L, V, and R. These are the seed syllables, bija mantra, for the 3 lower chakras that we've been working with the last number of weeks. Next week, we're moving to the heart. Lam, Vam, Ram. As I do that, I engage each one of those areas: pelvic floor, pubic area, belly button. Lam, Vam, Ram. I'm doing this in one breath if you can in these steps, otherwise take a little breath in between. Lam, Vam, Ram. Lam, Vam, Ram. Lam, Vam, Ram. Lam, Vam, Ram. Hands at the heart. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari, Om. Namaste. Namaskaram.